Hello everybody, good afternoon, welcome to another Facebook Live. My name's Stephanie Waitman, it is a pleasure to have your company. Now I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about what we're going to do because we've got quite a marathon planned for you this afternoon. And this is something new that we're going to be doing at Create and Craft. So we're going to have special deals, not lots of them, but just a couple for anybody that's watching us. We're going to show you lots of education, ideas and inspiration, and also might even share a few sneaky peeks and behind the scenes. But before we get started, I want to share with you a couple of things, and one of them is a piece of really good news. So I'm going to be a grandma again. So this is my new little baby that's on its way. It's not mine, by the way. No, sorry, it is grandma, not mum. So we've got a new baby on the way. And what I thought I would do this weekend is I had all the team in here and we were scrapbooking. Oh my gosh, we had the best time. So I wanted to show you a little bit of what I did because going forward, I'm going to be doing some scrapbooking. And I know that the lovely Mel Heaton, it's one of her favourite things. Everybody who was in here bought pictures of their weddings, pictures from lockdown. And I think this year we should all have a go at creating memory albums because memories of all the fun stuff we've done, but also this last year that has been crazy. So the front of my album is going to look something like this, and I still haven't finished the flowers that I've got to go on here, but I'm going to put my new picture of baby McGowan on the front, and that's going to be the story going forward. So this will be before baby's born, and then I'll just move these out the way, and then I've started to get it ready so that I can put the first few months actually in here. So I've used really soft colours. I've used combinations of tattered lace dyes. Actually, that's a bit of lemon drizzle cake, so I'm going to have to cover that up with a photograph, but that'll just be my secret and theirs. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention was these pages, when they were cut, I actually used a lot of tattered lace dyes to build it, but I used a 300 GSM sheet, and then I've decorated the front and the back of both of the pages. But for the front cover and the back cover, I've stuck 3 pages together, so it sounds like board, and that's how we create the front and back cover of it, which has been really useful. And then as I come through here, you're going to see I've mat and layered, and I've created sort of like a story that follows through, ready for me to put the pictures in, things to put little messages in here, little notes. I've got, again, little note that I'm going to put here. You might recognise this tattered lace die. And in fact, this die is the same one that I've used on here for the whole page. So I've decorated it, got ribbons from Fantastic Ribbons, and then I've built the pages up ready for me to get all of my lovely photographs in here. And some of them I've left completely blank because I want to do a bit more work with them. Others I've put lots of detail in here. And I just want to pause for a moment to say hello to everybody. So wherever you are joining us, a massive hello. There are lots of you joining on the screen. I'm going to see if I can have a little look and say hello to some of you. So Helen's there. I can see Rolf's there. Stuart's there. Stuart, you checking up on me. I've also got Catherine's there. And who else have we got? Tracy. And, oh, hi, Nigel. Mr. May has just joined us. Now, Mr. May has a granddaughter who I know he absolutely adores. Nigel's one of our presenters at Create and Craft, if you're watching for the first time. And he's actually going to be doing our Wednesday Facebook Lives with the lovely Dawn Wheeler. So that's Nigel and Dawn from 4 till 6. So I'm with you today from 4 till 6. If you can't stay for the whole time, we absolutely know that you've got busy lives. Dip in and out because I'm going to be showing you lots of different demos and ideas. We've got some more people in there. We've got, who else is there? We've got Victoria, and then I've got, oh, hi, Rhoda, and then we've got Helen, and another Stuart, and Mary, and Sarah, Susan, and Patricia. Hi everybody, it's a real pleasure to have your company. So let me explain the setup here. I've got a big screen and a camera that I'm talking to you on. I've got another screen at the side, and that's got everything with Facebook on it. And one thing that I am definitely going to do when we get out of lockdown is get my eyes tested, because I didn't realise how bad they were until I tried to read that. So excuse the leaning in, but I'm just checking all about who you are. So hello everybody. Anybody else that's joined us, thank you so much. So these are a couple of nice little ideas. So I'm going to be putting little mini photos on these and tucking things inside the pockets. Oh, and I really want to share this tip with you. I'm just going to try and remember to do that, because that's a great little tip of how to create a pocket and how to make the most of a craft knife. Then what I've done is I've tucked ribbons behind some of the roses, so sort of created little rosettes. And on this page, what I've done here is, again, I've just torn into the page. So I haven't, this is an 8x8 square, and I've literally just slid my craft knife through it like this and stopped before I get to either end, created the pocket, put the roses and tucked these little ribbons behind it as if they're the leaves. And then I've got more, you can see more patterns, more designs, more pet laces for fabulous pictures. And I cannot wait for this little baby to get into the world. A little bit of love and joy for this year. So that's one of the things. And I know you're all going to ask, where did I get the pretty papers from? So unashamedly, I'm going to share them with you, because you are seeing for the very first time, ta-da, fanfare. This is our Tattered Lace Memories. So this is Tamed Fragrance. This is this first collection. It's going to launch on the 10th. We're doing a little sneaky peek for the US, and on the 14th at 6 p.m. And if I've got that wrong, lovely Sarah will put me right. Actually, I'm getting a thumbs up, so I think that's right. You're not going to believe the price, because it is the best price ever. You actually can get 32 sheets of double-sided, beautiful, even Mel Heaton's impressed with this, and you have no idea how hard she is to please. You're getting 32 sheets of this beautiful double-sided, fabulous paper and card, and it works out at just $19.99. And the patterns are fab. Now, I'm not going to take up too much time showing you. I am just giving you a sneaky peek, but you are going to get 2 of each, because when I scrapbook, I don't know about you, but I hate it when I've got a favourite paper and I've used it up and there's no more of it. So all the backgrounds, everything has got a front and a back, all double-sided. And then we've also got a deal where you can print off the 8x8s and the A4s and a ton of other stuff. And that's on a USB. So the paper pack's going to be $19.99. If you buy the 2 of them together, it's $34.99. Don't tell anyone. Right, let's get crafty. So we've got an item for you. So I'm going to work with Everyday Lace. It's 839734. Now, when we launched this collection, it was hugely popular, and we brought it back in stock. And one of the reasons that it was so popular was the alphabet. So I'm going to work with it, and I'm going to show you how to layer up your alphabet letters. So first of all, this is the size of the alphabet itself. It's pretty big, but what's really important about it is this. In each alphabet letter, you get the alphabet outline, and then you get the letter itself. So when I cut these out, I cut out my foundation, and then I cut out the letter like this. And when you stick the 2 of them together, you end up with this. And it really is just so delicate and pretty. But what's even more exciting is that I can take the little flowers that I've got at the bottom here, and I can decoupage them over the top of my letters. So I've got a lot of things that I could be doing with this. Now, normally, this in all by itself would normally be £44.99, which is still pretty good price. And these are normally £24.99. So these are our, oh, I'm just going to make sure I don't lose my Y. There's nothing worse than without a Y. And this one, the square one, and the rectangle one, I'm just going to check. Yes, they were £24.99 each. But if you buy both of those today, we're going to give you this one. And this is the one that I'm going to be using, because you've got 2 out of matte frames. So both of these. Now these are later on in the in this marathon that we're doing. I'm going to show you lots of different card shapes from just foundation dies. But you've got 2 of these. I've also got my lace design, which you can see here. So that's my lace. Then I've got the aperture that I can cut out the center. And I've got another lace central panel that I can use as well. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to make this card and we'll get cracking into some crafty inspiration. And just going to say a few more hellos to everybody. So let's have a look. So we've got Brian, I've got Susan, Susan's here, Catherine's here. Oh, Create and Craft are here. Hello everybody, that's good to see you guys. And oh, I think I might be coming back to some more. I've got lots of you making comments on this as well. There's Lynn's there as well, another Helen. So everybody, questions for you. I had, oh dear, what a day. Had a bit of a disaster today. I'd like to hear from you. Let's talk about what's our biggest craft disaster and how did we put it right? And a DIY disaster too, because I can think of lots of both. So let's talk about those. But you might have noticed, and if you think I'm winking at you, I don't want you to think that. It's not me winking, it's the weight of my eyelashes. Because I was with the lovely Dawn Bibby. I know you're all shouting at the TV, get crafting. I'm going to craft and talk at the same time, okay? So I'll just do some basic mats and layers to start with so you're not actually missing anything. I'll make sure I'm not making an Australian card. So it was lovely Dawn Bibby, of course socially distancing, about a week ago. And we were in the studios and she was talking to me about magnetic eyelashes. I know, I'd never heard of them. Any magnets I've got, I keep my dies on them. So she was telling me all about these magnetic eyelashes and she says to me, did you know what? I can't remember how much she said. I don't know whether she said they were 12 or 18 pounds for a pair. They were expensive. And she said, I've been in the studio and wearing them. And she said, and halfway through my show, half of one fell off. So somewhere I've lost, well, let's say they were £12. She says, I've lost £3 worth of eyelash. So I'm like, what do you mean? And so apparently you get a top and a bottom and you stick them together and that makes you have lovely big fluffy eyelashes. Of course, because of lockdown, we can't do any of that. So I went to buy some rings for my scrapbook. So I needed some rings. So I had to go online to buy some rings for them. And by the way, I'm going to tie lots of lovely ribbon around that to finish them off because the rings don't look nice for a baby, do they? But with ribbons and things on, they'll look really lovely. So so Dawn had said how much she paid for them, and I thought, well, that's quite expensive. I'll see what I can find. So anyway, I found these ones, and it was 3 pairs for £12. So I thought, well, that's an absolute bargain. Well, they came today, so I thought I'd try them. You should have seen me earlier. I'd got all this. We did a little Facebook thing where I'd got all this stuff on my face, pretending the magnets had all come up everything. But it's a magnetic eyeliner that you put on and then you stick your lashes to it. Well, the problem I had was not that, but I just glued my nails. So if I take this eyelash off, the ones, my own ones underneath are as flat as a pancake because I actually glued them. And did you hear about that lady that used Gorilla Glue on her head? Oh, serious stuff. I mean, I could have been bad. This could have been. Anyway, I've got them on, but they're a bit heavy. So I just say, you know, Rolf, I'm not winking at you. So I'm gonna go home and Carl's gonna say to me, what's happened to your eyes? Because he's not one for beauty products. Well, not for me or him either. Well, I don't know where that's going, just going to get me into trouble. Right, so I've done this, but now let's talk about design. So this is one of the mats and layers from the collection that we've got. And You would automatically think, because I've got a square card, that I would be wanting to put a square mat and layer on here. But I'm going to be moving this to one side because I'm going to put a word down the side. So I'm balancing the design by putting my word here. When I'm building a design, if you're somebody who's just getting started for the first time and you're not quite sure which side to put it, I would always put the sentiment to the right hand side so that it encourages you to lift up and see what the message is that's inside. So let's pop those together. If you've just joined us, I've got a special deal on the alphabet and 2 sets of lace dies. Details are on the screen. It's 839734, and they've done a great deal. It's like getting 1 full set of lace dies for free. Okay, so I'm now going to do my mats and layers. Now, remember, with these frames, we do get multiple mats. So I've got 2 of these mats, and this is how we're going to use them. The largest one is going to be that gold mat that I've got there. Then I'm going to take the second one, and I'm going to cut that out of the purple. But before I finish doing that, I'm going to take the lace panel and I'm going to cut that out of the middle. So I've now got this beautiful lace panel, and if I lay it down, you can see how pretty it is with it inside here, and it just looks very, very delicate. If I want to cut that out so that I've actually got an aperture, I can pop this on top and that will actually cut it out for me. But I don't want to do that because I want to leave this as a complete panel. However, I'm just going to have a quick little look and see if I can just show you something. Now, I've got the foam on the back, so I've got to judge whether this is going to work. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you that on a separate piece of card. So let's take a think about what I'm going to use. I'm going to take a piece of card from here. Too well prepped, you see, everything's already got the foam on it. So let me think if I can do it with this. I'm going to ask Sarah if she'll get me some metallic card because I want to show you something special. It'll only take a second. So what I've got is I'm going to use this one, this die here, and this die here. I'm going to take both of them. And when you're die cutting, so for those of you that have never done this before, you place your die face down so that it's actually going to cut into the cardstock. And when you feel your die, you'll feel a raised edge, and the raised edge is actually the cutting blade. So I'm going to pop that down like that. I'm going to take a little bit of tape. So I'm using washi tape. Are you one of those people that's got washi tape at home and doesn't know what to do with it? Because at one point it was so popular, everybody had tons of the stuff. And I was one of those people too, and I could never work out what to do with it. And so I used to buy it all because it's such pretty patterns, and I ended up with lots of it. But it's great for holding your dies down. So I've held this one down, and I've got the die cutting into the base. I'm just going to take this one, and instead of having it so that it is actually going to cut into the base, I've turned it over. And I've got to make sure I get an even border all the way round. And the reason is that this is going to create an embossed frame just inside the design. So just lining that up. I'm leaning over my table and I can smell my lemon drizzle cake. That's for later. So there we go. That's looking pretty good. And we're ready to pass it through the die cutting machine. So I've got a number of different plates. I've got a 3mm plate, a magnetic shim, and that is going to hold it all together. Better not get my lashes too close. Don't want to end up stuck to the... Keep imagining what is my face stuck to the shim. And then piece of cut tidy over the top. My 5mm plate. The reason we use 5mm plates is they don't warp, so you have to replace them hardly ever. And that is ready to go into my machine. So I'm just going to pop that in there. Right, everybody, let me just do a quick recap and say hello to a few people. So let's see who's there. So Karen is there, hello. and I've got another Karen, and I've got Annette. Hi Annette, how are you? And then Gail, and who else is there? Sheena. Wow, there's loads of you. Carol. Thank you everybody. I'm Heather, how are you? It's really good to have so much company, do you know, because sometimes you do sit here thinking you're talking to yourself. Oh, how exciting this is. Right everyone, so I want you to see here, can you see around this edge how I've got that lovely foiled edge? I'm just going to lift it up like that. And you'll see, can you see I've got a foiled frame? So I've actually cut the design out and then I've foiled the outside edge. Now, one thing that's happened, my cut tidy and my cutting plate, but it's my cut tidy that's done this. When you get cut tidy or your cutting plate and it's marked, particularly with mirror card, what can happen is it leaves mark on the soft foil. All you need to do is put a piece of photocopy paper down and it'll protect it and stop it from getting marked. I'm really chuffed with that. So remember what I did? I put the first die to cut and the second die, because with these foundation dies, that's what you can do with tattered lace. I turned it upside down so I got it embossed. I wonder if we could emboss. Ooh. I think we could emboss other things as well. I'm going to have an experiment with that. Right, pop that to one side, out the way. And now look at this. So if I now take this design and I place it on there, I get a totally different look and feel to if I've got it on this plain gold that I've got. And I'm going to go into my other mats that I've got here. And I've got the lace panel that's been cut, which looks very, very pretty and delicate. And if I now lift this onto here and turn it the other way up, so I've got my flowers the other way up, it really starts to come to life and looks really fabulous and metallic. And by pulling it over to the side, I've actually created this panel that I can then put this beautiful sentiment with the lovely alphabet that I've got. So I've created my words. So I've got sweet, as in sweets. So I've got an S, a W, and look how much space. It's a big letter, but there's still room for it. And because it's actually fading away, what I would do at that point is get myself a strip. And I'll be looking for a strip or a strip of colour that would just lift it so you don't lose the letters. So with it being on here, I think I'm probably going to want to use, I might actually, you know what, I'm going to go into that metallic card that I had and take a little strip from here. So this is a good time to use my little trimmer. So let's take my trimmer, pop that down, and do a little snip there. And for anybody who wants just quick and easy trimmers, in fact, you know what? On Wednesday, with the Facebook Live that Dawn Wheeler's doing, she's doing Kit and Caboodle. That'll give you an idea of some of the kinds of things that they do, so you'll be able to use them. I mean, they're just easy peasy. I'll show you, let me just show you a quick thing that you can do with this. So, no, I need that. Yes, I do. I'll still do it. Right, so what happens is you go, with this, I can go into, if I go, let me say there, I'm going to go here. I can actually cut myself a little frame because what this trimmer allows you to do is actually pierce the card. So I'm just going to show you, look. See how I've done that? So I've actually created a little frame. Anyway, I'm going to pretend I haven't. Pretend this is going on here. In fact, you know what? The Magic Fairies just brought me some more. All you have to do around here is flutter your eyelashes and make a wish. and then move out quick because of the draft. Right. So let's have a go. Here we go. That's perfect. So that's going to sit there. that does make a difference, doesn't it? It really brings it together. So I've got my sweet, as in my word, that's going to sit on here. I need to take them up to make sure I can get my T on. Probably should have cut that just a tiny bit longer, but actually no, I think I can make it fit. I can do it so that my letters are interlinked. That's quite nice. So I can interlink them, put the S at the top. And then I'm going to go back. Remember those flowers I showed you on the front of my album? Look at these. Don't these look gorgeous? And see how we've just brought those colours together. Do you know, I'm not quite sure about the wonkiness. Let's put that. What do you think? Straight or wonky, everybody? What would you do? Would you go straight or would you go wonky? See, I do need that extra little bit at each end, don't I? Now, I think we've got to, this is where you have to cut it again. So, can we have a vote, please? Do we do straight or wonky? I've got a very pretty from Karen, but not a straight or a wonky. Let me do a cut, proper cut. So I didn't press down very hard. There I am. Right, so what's everybody saying? Straight. Yep, I agree. Rolf, you're right. It is a straight. Oh gosh, I've got this thing about straight lines. It's so upsetting. If it's not perfectly straight, I end up having to go back and straighten it up, which is actually why I quite like my craft room a mess. So one of the things about doing these Facebook Lives on your own is A, I can talk a lot, and B, I haven't got a Nigel May telling me to be quiet. So look at the difference this is going to make. Now I've taken it to the edge of both pieces of gold. So here, that's so much better. It just really finishes it off. The letters are quite tight, but I'm happy with that. And I'm happy with the fact that they are going to be perfectly straight. And then just move that in from the edge slightly. And I've got a really pretty card. But we've got some other dies that are available on the website. And I'm just going to show you. One of them is this Cupcake Die. And I've got it cut a couple of times in different colourways. So I cut it in gold so I could see what that was going to look like. I've also cut it in white, which looks quite nice. And then the other thing I did was I cut, using the background, I cut it again and cut off the cupcake. And I think I quite like the white one. So it's busy, but it looks good and the patterns are all complementary. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'd probably bring those flowers down a tiny bit, let that just balance a little bit more by coming down. And that would be all ready to be stuck together. And a really nice card. There's a lot going on, but it's very tonal. So when you've got a busy pattern, keep the colours very simple. Keep it to 2 shades. So shades of purples and your shades of gold. The white, you can always get away with using a little bit of white. That lifts everything. But that is a great way of creating really good designs. So I'm going to pop that one to one side. I'm going to get started with another one. But in the meantime, I'm also going to say a few more hellos. I quite like this, that I can see it. And the lovely Sarah is actually clicking it and pressing the big button so that I can see it. So lots of you saying straight. I've also got people talking to you, Nigel. Dawn, thank you for mentioning Nigel. It's nice that he's joined us, isn't it? It's his day off. He's actually off today and he's joined in with us. We've got lots of straights in here. And yeah, oh, a wonky all the way. Oh, Nigel, that would be you, wouldn't it? Nigel and I were talking earlier. Oh, it was at the beginning of last week. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, no. I've had a spillage. Oh, no. I've had a proper spillage. You should see what's happening in this room. Everybody is running around trying to recover the spillage. I'm so sorry, everybody. If anybody sends that in, can I get £250? Look at this. I've had a proper spillage. Oh dear, never mind. That's cleaned the plates. So I'll put that out of the way. Don't go on my drizzle cake. I might have to put that down there to dry. You don't need the cover of your scrapbook page, do you? I'm more upset that I'm actually wasted a bit of paint, a bit of glue there. Could have used that, couldn't I? Never mind. Okay, proper spillage that was. Right, we'll move these out the way. And right, I'd like to have a proper sensible conversation with you as a grown-up. You know, grown-ups are grown-ups. The idea of these Facebook pages and these Facebook Lives is that we actually get to interact with you. So you get to see our crazy worlds that we live in, and we get to see how fabulous you guys are, and also say thank you for supporting us at Create and Craft. My life at Create and Craft has been a fabulous journey. I've been there now for 17, 18 years, and I've enjoyed every single minute of it. But the one thing that makes it so special is the people, and it's not just people like Mr. May, but it's people like yourselves, because you know, craft is all about making friends. It's been amazing, and it's been an amazing journey, but it's also been fabulous because not only have I met so many nice people, but I've also stayed friends with lots of them. So a huge, huge thank you. I want you guys to go and have cake and tea and us to be able to craft together, because we can't craft in workshops. So let us craft like this. And every day that we do this, we'll be here from 4 till 6. We will bring you guys special offers, something you can't get somewhere else that's a better price. But the number is only on Facebook, and then you'll find it on the website. You've got to have been here to find it. We're not going to tell other people about it. So what I've got today is I've got this fabulous alphabet, which I've been working with, which is $44.99 on its own, in its own right. Then I've got my lace squares, and that one's $24.99. Then I've got the corresponding rectangles, which I'm going to be working with in just a moment. And altogether, this should be $94.97, but actually it's like getting this full set for free. So let me carry on with my demo and show you a few more ideas about this. So this is an interesting one, because you'd look at this and think, my goodness, that aperture's in completely the wrong place. Look where it is. It's right over to the edge. It's quite an interesting shape, and it's off to one side. So it's down from the top, off to one side, right near the edge. So how are we going to use that and make this into a fabulous card? Well, let's do something different. Let's turn it all the way on its side. So now it makes more sense when we look at it, because we've got this panel that we can be decorating, and we've got this area that we can put a sentiment. And when I start to use my wine glass and I start to build it up like this across the aperture, it starts to look quite interesting, doesn't it? I remember those little flowers that I had, and I start to put those in the corner, and I start to build a little story, because they need the smallest amount of card to be able to catch. And then I take something as simple as a butterfly. So I'm now going to join my glass and put it up to the top, take my little butterfly in there, and I can then start to put my words on. So if I was going to put here, oh, this is the fun. So it's going to be a cheers. And so I've got my cheers. I was never any good at Scrabble. Were you good at Scrabble at school? I was never good at Scrabble. There's my cheers. So I'm looking at the composition thinking, actually, I'm not really sure. I don't think it feels right. So let's take it back the other way. And now, instead of having glass actually stuck to the frame, let's take it right into the card. So it's going to sit inside that aperture, but we're going to create an illusion. So we're going to take this out the way. We need to glue this exactly where it would sit. so that when you look at it, you can't tell that the pattern isn't continuous. And then our champagne glass is going to go over the top. And now we're creating, again, a different look and feel. So while I'm sticking this down, I'm just going to say a few more hellos. So let's have a little look and see. So Joan, how are you? I've got an aunt, well, I had an Auntie Joan. It's nice to meet somebody called Joan. And then I've got Sandra. Good morning, or good afternoon, Sandra. And who else is here? Brian. I think I might have said hello to you already, Brian, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with two big hellos, is there? And Kim, hi, how are you? You know, thank you for joining us, everybody. It's really good to have your company. And the other thing is, can you type and tell me what you really want to see? What would you like to learn? Do you want me to do cards right from scratch? Do you want me to do it so that I literally cut everything out and teach you every single little bit of the card? Or would you prefer to do it the way that we're doing it, where I'm showing you sort of how to create panels and how to do all of the work that goes with it? So we're mixing and matching and giving you little tips along the way. So that's my panel that's going to go on the side, and it's made that aperture balanced, hasn't it? So we'll pop this one on, ready to put our words on, and then that's right in place. It's got a little bit of it coming over the edge, so I'm just going to take that off. Whenever you've got a piece of card that's actually too wide or too long and it's coming over the edge of the card, just take your scissors in, give that a little snip, and we're ready then. We've taken that off so that that fits perfectly. I'm now going to take the backs off my foam pads. Sometimes when I put a lot of foam on, so I've got quite a bit on this one, I don't use it all taking the backs off, because what I'm wanting is to support the cardstock. So whether it's stuck down or not, the foam is going to support it. So let me show you what I mean. So I didn't take that piece off, I didn't take that, I haven't taken that or that. But when this is on the card, like that, it's completely supported, even in this part here, where it's quite delicate, well supported. Then that's with my silver glass on. This is with my white glass, or one of the trends at the moment is to do these drop shadows. So I'm just going to move the silver glass so it's touching this edge. So the glass touches there, and the white one is going to touch here. So we'll have them slightly offset, like that. Let me get them in the right place so you can see. So they're offset like that, and that gives you that drop shadow, which looks quite interesting. Makes the dies look like you've got more perspective to them. However, I do think that looks really pretty just with the silver. So I think I'm going to leave it just with the silver. And I'm going to, let's pop that on. Oh, well, yeah, of course, I had an accident with my glue, didn't I? So, oh, I'm going to show you this. I do this quite often. It's a great little tip. If you've got, especially if you've got some of the paper that you've taken off your backing, you know, your double-sided tape. Here we do. We're going to make our own glue applicator. So just a little bit there. And of course, the glue doesn't stick to this. It just gives you a perfect finish. Look how flat that's gone on. It's a really good finish, isn't it? So that's that in position. And now let's go back to that alphabet. You can see the alphabet's going to get used a lot, and it's really useful to have something that's as pretty as this. So I've got my H and then all of these lovely pretty flowers, and they're just going to sit perfectly like that. So let me just use up this bit of glue first so that I'm not wasting anything. And just a quick cheers on the front of this card, I think, will be the finishing touch. So, and I'm going to do a giveaway, everybody, so watch out. We'll do that. If I can't do it on here, we'll do it on my own Facebook page on Stephanie Waitman. So you'll find it somewhere, but I'm going to be giving away everything that I've made with my scrapbooking pack as well. So I'm sorry about the cover. It had a meter grim end or a sticky end. So there. And that little bit of silver behind it is really starting to make those letters pop. So I'm going to continue with these. I'll just do a couple more of them because I don't want to stop for too long because I've got lots of other stuff I want to show you, but I would like to get this to a finished state, so I'll be fairly quick. And while we're doing that, let's say a few more hellos. Oh, Nigel's got a lot to say. What's Nigel having to say there? He says, I'm making my tea. I'm watching you in action. You're the perfect company when cooking. Yeah, I've had a few little cooking disasters lately. So I've got lemon drizzle cake for in a little while. What do you treat yourself with when you're crafting? Do you know, because I used to be a bit of a chocolate person, what I used to do was I'd be making stuff and I would then go, right, I've done that. So as soon as I've finished this card, I can have a treat and I can have a couple of little snacks. So some Maltesers or maybe some dairy milk. I might have take a little bit of each of them. And then, so it used to make me, especially when I was doing batch craft, it used to make me craft really quickly to get more. But we don't need a reason to eat cake. And what else was Nigel saying? Then I missed a bit. Claire, hi Claire. What are you saying? He said, I wasn't paying attention to the cooker and was watching you deal with your spillage. What's everyone having for tea? Oh, I don't know what I'm going to have tonight. Last night I had another birthday meal, which Carl's lovely girls, my stepdaughters, bought us a lovely meal, and we had that, so that was really nice. Couldn't go out for it, Carl had to cook it, so that was delicious. And then Carl cooked me this, it was a seafood pasta, but when I looked closely, he'd used octopus. You could still see its tentacles. That was it was one of those things I saw on my... Oh, yeah, that's reminded me. I saw it on my, when I was doing my shopping online and thought, oh, that'd be different. It had been in this fridge 6 weeks. I think that's what everybody else thought he was going to cook. So one of the things, I had a bit of an accident with the cooking last week before. Supermarket, I don't quite know how I did it, but I ended up with 4 cabbages. So one day, Carl cooked lots of different kinds of cabbage for us, which was good. Why won't you fit? I'm just fitting this. So we had boiled cabbage, we had stuffed cabbage parcels, which was very nice, and also a chili cabbage. So that was all really good. It was actually a really nice dinner. And he says to me, you know he's got no hair, don't you? He said, why have you bought... I thought my shopping was expensive. He says, Stephanie, are you trying to tell me something? I was like, what do you mean? Because when I've been talking to him about what we have in, what do you want me to buy? Right, guys, you know when you're cutting this, it's quite, you use your scissors and they get sticky, don't they? So you get a piece of the red liner or the tape that you have taken off already. And then look at the difference when you cut. No stick at all. It's so much easier. But get it so that it's in a strip because it's easier to handle. So he said, are you trying to tell me something? And I was like, what do you mean? He said, well, this tonic you've bought. And I said, you asked me for 6 bottles of tonic. And I said, yeah. He's like, yes, I did. But you've bought me hair tonic. I haven't got any. So, God, so why didn't you tell the man I'd made a mistake? He said, because I wanted to discuss with you if you thought you could make me grow hair. Because I haven't had any for years. So I think I might have had a bottle of wine. But I'd been and I'd ordered this hair tonic. Anyway, I wondered what was your worst shopping thing. What have you ever bought by mistake? And have you ever dared not send it back? I know. because I've got loads of stuff in my wardrobe that doesn't fit, that I've not sent back because it doesn't fit, but I've never got round to sending it back because I don't know why, because I've wondered why I bought it in the first place, I guess. Tell me who's having what for tea? Is anybody having anything for tea? Bailey's Irish cream? Oh, can I come to yours? Wow, so anyway, oh, hello, Claire. Can I get your scrapbook pad? Oh, where can you get it? Well, it launches soon, so you'll be able to get it from Create and Craft on the 14th at 6 o'clock on Create and Craft. No, the 10th, the 12th. Oh, sorry. On the 12th.
Yeah, 14th at 12 p.m.
Oh, 14th at 12 p.m, Claire. Sorry, 14th at 12 p.m. And it's a really, really good price as well. Wait, get club price because that's going to be $19.99 for 32 double-sided sheets, and they are gorgeous. I'll show you again in a minute. What was I telling you about? Not Carl's hair. Oh, yeah, well, you were telling me what you're having for your tea. Who's having Bailey's? I mean, Bailey's for tea. That's a great house to go to. So, or are you talking to Nigel about his favourite drink? Because he quite likes a vodka tonic, you know. We once had a party at Nigel's, a barbecue, before lockdown and stuff. And Nancy Watt and I were running around his garden. I was a Mexican, so I had a moustache. Nancy, actually, I didn't know this, but Nancy does like wearing moustaches. She's got a thing about them. So, I'm telling you all this random stuff. We're running around the garden doing shots, Nancy, what? So, she's a bad influence. Oh, some could say I am. I can't get my S on. I need to move this up. Okay, so this is where part of our Facebook Lives you get to see warts and all, everything that could go wrong behind the scenes, Nigel burning his dinner, all of everything that you would normally want to see and hear about. Let me just have another look and see. So Pauline said, I once ordered a kilo of sprouts. Once my if you've just tuned in and missed this on the feed, she got one sprout. I'd be mortified. She thought she ordered a kilo. She got one. And she's having, lamb chops, cream potatoes, French beans and broccoli tonight. That sounds really, really nice. Oh, Mary's having a prawn stir fry. So Karen, when I did my first shop online, I thought the tiny size tins of beans, she bought the little ones instead of the big ones. How many did you have to open for a dinner? And then Martin Parker. Is that Martin Parker? Is it the Martin Parker? Is that the Martin Parker? He's having beef casserole. Oh, that sounds nice. I wonder if he's cooking or Sarah's cooking. Martin's actually quite a good cook, you know, everybody. I've got my H on upside down. I've got to change that. Let me just move you there. Martin Parker's having beef casserole. What's everybody else having? I know what I'm having tonight. I've just remembered. I'm having a roast pork dinner. Ooh, I've just remembered I'm having roast pork dinner. I hope I get it with... Can you remember when I was on Create and Craft at the weekend and we sold out? No, Monday, we sold out really quickly. And I said, I'm coming home. Can I have a lamb dinner when I get home? I did have one. Carl did cook it for me. So this, if you concentrate, you won't end up crafting like this. And if you're somebody who's just tuned in to Create and Craft thinking, oh gosh, I've heard about this Stephanie Waitman and she's going to show us all these tips and all I'm doing is fiddling around doing this. I'm really sorry, but what you get on Facebook Live is the real thing. So you get to see everything, when it goes wrong, when it goes right, what looks amazing, show you all the little top tips. And then we get to share craft, which is what it's all about. So I've still got that little white butterfly, which I think should go in the champagne glass, flutter off. So I'll just tuck him under there for now. Let me go put you there. And then I've got my little flowers. And remember those flowers from before? I would probably put these up here. So I've got a nice little bouquet of flowers at the top. And then that would be my finished card. Oops, there we go. Oh, it's a... Actually, they look quite nice down there too, don't they? Yeah. So my alphabet and then my lovely glass, but all of that with this really pretty backing paper. It's so affordable. Right, let me just show you quickly this scrapbook pages that are coming up later on. So for anybody, oh, Nikki nearly fell off the chair. I think she's had a Baileys. So these are some of the designs that we've got. Where's the time gone? It's nearly 5 o'clock. It's nearly tea time, isn't it? Thank you everybody for watching this. I really do appreciate your company, and we're going to be doing more of these where we're just going to chat to you. If you want me to be deadly serious, then you need to tell us. If you want us to show you something in particular, it's going to fall off, then please tell us that too. If you've bought a kit and you need help with it, tell us that. But what we'll do each time is we're going to bring you a special offer for something. Because if it's your first time at Create and Craft, you might actually be needing to stock up on your stash. So what I'm going to do in the next hour is I'm going to bring you 3 sets of foundation dies where you get one of them for free. And I'm going to show you lots of different card shapes that we can do. So what we'll do now is I'll have a little bit of a tidy up, not much. I'm still going to be here chatting to you. Anybody needs to go and get themselves a cup of tea, get a cup of tea. But I bought in a piece of lemon drizzle cake. So I'm going to have a little bit of my lemon drizzle cake. And keep quiet for a minute. Just get my next up. My next demo's ready. Okay, right, let me see who else is on here. So, you and Nancy can never get serious, you're right. She sent me this card. I'll get Sarah to take a picture of it and we'll put it on Facebook. It's the best birthday card ever. You will look like a jam roly-poly. That's definitely the Martin Parker. Just because he's been on a diet. Actually, I'm doing Weight Watchers at the moment. It's not going very well. Well, it's sort of going okay. I lost a pound and then I found it again. Nigel's cooking ratatouille and halloumi bake, then jam roly-poly pudding and custard for Nancy. Maybe Nancy will, Nancy what shot of tequila. That may be, he said, what did he say? That may be the last, but no, that may not be the last. No, that last bit may not be true. Oh, so he's not having a shot of tequila. I think Martin Parker means he'll be a roly-poly, not me. Well, I like the roly-polies. Thank you, Sarah. The other good thing about Facebook Lives is they look after you. So, right, next thing then. So, we've got to do some card shapes. I need to show you proper card shapes. So, first of all, I'll show you this. So, when I get my dies, and it's not just me, it's the whole team, we put them on magnetic shims. Oh! Don't worry, it's just my eyelashes. I wanted to do that. I was looking around for something I could do it with, but the only thing I could see was my ball tool and a pokey tool. I thought, that's not good, I might poke myself in the eye. Just for anybody who's wondering what's going on, this fluttering, it's not, I don't think I'm flirting with you. It's just my eyelashes are so heavy because they're magnetic. Seriously, I've got magnetic eyelashes on. I'm going to get home and Carl's going to go, what are those spiders on your eyes for? They are a bit long and they're a bit heavy. I think I might be getting used to them. But, So I'm wondering whether I'm going to just be attracted to all the magnets everywhere. So what we do, we get these magnetic sheets and we buy the really inexpensive ones. So they're quite thin, but then just put them on an old piece of card. And on the back, we put the name of the dies. And then you've got them handy all the time. And when I'm doing a demo, I take them, put my demo and everything all in a bag like these are. But it's really nice because you've got them so easy, they're so easy to use. So I want to show you, first of all, a couple of little things. So I'm going to show you how to use them for embossing. And I'm going to show them how to use them to create different kinds of card shapes. So first of all, I'm going to need to put a piece of card down because my magnetic mat is actually quite marked. And also I don't want this die to cut all the way through it. So I'm then going to use a piece of mirror card. I'm going to take, not the largest, but I'll take the 4th smallest. And that's going to be the one I'm going to cut. So I'll put that here and we've got tape all over my magic machine. So I'll put that there. And so this is going in. So what I'm doing in my head, I'm planning a frame for my actual card. So this is going to be the frame that's going to sit on the front of the card, like an aperture. Okay. And then that's going to go there. Then I need 2 more dies. I need one that's actually going to be the aperture itself, which is going to be that one. And one that is going to be the embossed line, which will be that one. Actually, maybe I could go one smaller, I think. Yeah, I think we'll go one smaller. Okay. So the one that's going to be the aperture is, so I've got both of these. I've got the cut line going down and the cut line going down. So they're my aperture. This one's my embossing line. So that one's going to go up like that. So I need to get them all lined up perfectly. Like that. Let's get some tape on here. It'll make it easier. Right, let's say some more hellos. So Deborah, hello, how are you? Then what did she wanted to say? She said, love this live, oh, warts and all. Yeah, you're right. I think I might have a bit of tea because I might spill this. Jackie, hi, how are you? I've given up on my, oh yeah, given up. Do you know, some of the girls in creative, they've lost like £11 each. I'm not talking about money. They're looking really, really good. And then, oh, I've got, oh, hi from America. Hi, oh, Jamie Sue Johnson Mitchell. Hi there, wow. I wonder where in America you are. If you've got time, can you message us and tell us where you are, please? We love it because we've actually got people from all over the world. And this is the first time you've watched us. Please don't judge all the others on my standard. They're much better. You'll get a true professional next week on Wednesday, this week, later on. Wednesday, Nigel May is going to be on with Dawn Wheeler. And they're going to be doing loads of new stuff. And they're not only is Dawn very clever, but she's also sensible. She will laugh her head off me saying that because she's not at all. Right, let's see who else has said hello. Let's have a look. So Pamela Wilson, hello from Colorado. My goodness, what time is it over there in Colorado? Are you in the middle of the night? Oh, it's so nice to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We really, really do appreciate it. And the idea, you know, we've got this lovely new MD, well, not new, she's been there a while now, the lovely Fran Busby. And her idea is that we give more back to the crafters. And I am so happy about that because that for me is the thing that craft's all about. So while I'm talking to you, I'm just going to put this through the machine. And I'm actually thinking about whether it might mark with this. So I'm going to put a piece of paper in. So I've got a piece of paper here. Don't worry about this. It might spit. I know how I'll do it. Right, I've torn that, guys, because I'm worried it might spit it out, because I've already put an extra piece of paper in and an extra piece of card. So let's see. We'll see what happens. No, I think it's going to be all right. Anyway, so while that's doing that, Fran's idea was to give everybody back something. So to find a special deal, right, okay, so if your machine doesn't like what you're putting through, it will spit it out. And that's what's just happened with this one. But I'm going to put it back through again because I don't believe it doesn't know. I think if I hold it, I think I can get this to go through. It's just those extra sheets that I've put in are making the machine question whether the thickness is too thick. But a Pro Cut machine is a really good quality machine. It's really heavy duty. So there you see, I cheated it by holding the plates together. It actually has made those come out. So, thank you. Right, and look at this. This is the quality of the machine. It's cut all the way through there. And it's cut all the way through here. So I'm going to take a second to get this die off properly because I want to be able to use this for a demo. And so anyway, Fran decided that one of the things that we should consider doing would be to spend more time talking to our crafters, which is why we want to talk to you, and also more time doing education. And I got really excited about that because my whole thing about craft is education, and I think there is nothing better than when you get your kit and you know exactly what to do with it. And sometimes, you know, you can't always remember what you've seen on air. So it is really good to be able to actually have sessions like this where we can bring you new ideas. And then the other thing she said was, well, do you know what? If everybody's going to take the time to watch us, we need to do something special. So we'll find them a special offer just for Facebook Lives. So that's what we've done. Right. Let me explain to you what I'm doing. So first of all, I took the main die and I placed that down so that I could cut out the shape that I've got here. Then I placed the central die in so I could cut out the aperture. Then my third die, I turned it upside down. And I turned it upside down so that it would emboss the pattern around the outside edge. Now, I'm using this pokey tool to just release this little bit of liner tape that I've got. I'm just going to slide that underneath so I can get hold of it because I don't want it to mark my card. And that hasn't marked it, that's fine. And then look at this, everybody. Look at the embossed line I've got round the outside edge there. Now, that's really, really exciting because I've got a lovely embossed line there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put another one on so I can show you, even if you've already cut your frame, you've already done all the things that you want to do, you can still put an embossed line on it. So I've got my panel here and I'm going to take a slightly bigger die and I'm placing this one so that it's going to emboss a line around the outside edge. So I've got the flat back of the die, not the top, not the cut line, the flat back. And the reason that we can do this is because the way that the tattered lace dies are made, they're very delicate, but they're delicately designed to be really robust in manufacture. And that's what we've got here. So I'm just going to hold this down so that it doesn't move at each end, just like that. And then let's pop this into my machine. And because I've got mirror board, how often when your plates look like this and they're all cloudy, do you end up with marks all over this? The secret then is to get yourself a piece of card, piece of paper, pop that over the top, and then it's going to protect it from these little marks, because there's nothing wrong with my plate. My plate doesn't need changing. I just need to make sure that it isn't going to mark that cardstock, and it makes a real difference. While that's cutting, let me show you the 3 different sets you've got here. So I've got this one, this one and this one. I'll show you them up live. Combined price, they'd be £89.99, but today they're at £59.98. So these are the shapes that you've got, and they're really useful. So what I love is how close we can get with the dies. Look at this one. This one's absolutely fabulous. So this is our refined foundation, and loads of fabulous shapes in there, but these are going to make flowers when you get into the middle. Then I've got this next one, which is the Graceful collection, the Graceful foundations. You're getting both of those lots. I've just spread them out. And then the one that I'm working with at the moment, which is the Classic. So this is Classical. Okay, let's take a look. So those foundation dies, remember guys, they're not just cutting. They are cutting and embossing. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so first things, the tip of using the paper has worked. Okay, so I just need to get that off. Let me just get that bit of tape off there. I need to do that. Then get where's my pokey tool? Get my pokey tool out there, and then show you. Look how that's embossed around the edges. So I've got now a double embossed line. So I've embossed it and I've actually cut it. So I did a cut, an emboss, and a cut. All of that from that one set of dies. Okay, let's look at some shapes that we can create then, some different card shapes. If you've just joined us, thank you so much for joining. And we've been talking about what everybody's having for the tea. We've got Brendan. Brendan is in Jacksonville in Florida. Karen is in Alabama. Wow. We've got Debbie who's in Wisconsin. We're all, I can't believe it, I'm international. I really love this. Oh, my mum would be really proud of me. Lake City. So that is from Catherine Spencer Townsend. Then I've got, Pamela said it's 10 in the morning. Then I've got Jean Long is in, this is G's wife. We're in Arkansas. I love that. I love that word, Arkansas. I like people's American accents. I think they sound good. Rolf is in, Rolf, do you not cut into your magnetic sheets when you turn one die for embossing? Well, Rolf, that's why you need a piece of card, because actually, yes, you would if you didn't use it. So that's a good point. I hope I didn't say that, did I? Didn't tell you. Should have told you. Then I've got Karen, great tip on the embossing. Make sure you follow Rolf's tip and put the piece of card down first. I put it down, but I didn't tell you why. That's just was an automatic thing. And then when is this collection on TV? Actually, and that's from Pearl. Pearl, it's actually been on, both collections have already been on. We've bought a little bit of stock back so that there's enough for anybody who's on Facebook to have a special deal. So the first set I had was 839734, and the second set I've got is 839728. They're the two numbers that you need. My husband makes the best lemon drizzle cake. And what he does, so English tea as well. He puts everything in the mixer at once. So it's literally all in the mixer. He grates the rind from the lemon juice, from the lemons. He grates that, puts it in the mix, puts a little bit of lemon juice in there, and then he uses the rest of the juice and he mixes with sugar and he makes this like syrup. When it's still hot and it comes out the oven, lots of little pokey tool pokes in it. And then you drizzle it over there and it goes quite wet, but then it dries out a little bit and all the sugar and the lemon makes you go, and the sugar just creates a lovely crust on top, and it is absolutely delicious. I promise I will print the recipe either on here or on my own Facebook page. Okay, so Carl's actually a really good cook. He's not a bad husband. I can't believe I just said that. And so I'm going to tell you this. My dad's written a book. He's 82 and he's written a book. It's taken him a year. So he said to me, he's been away for 6 months, so we've been talking on WhatsApp and stuff. And he said to me, I really want you to help me get it published. I was like, Dad, I'm not quite sure it's the kind of book everybody else will want to read. And he said, well, you'll want to read it. He said, there's a whole chapter about you and your ex-husband. I was like, what are you serious? He said, oh, I suppose if you don't like it, I'll have to take it out, but that'll be another 1,200 words I've got to write. So, thought that's a small chapter. Anyway, that's by the by. Right, I've lost my demos. In America, do you have really slick Facebook Lives? Because what we wanted to do is we wanted to show you ideas of things that you can do without us worrying too much about being perfect. So, what I've got here is, this is one of the designs. So to do this one, this is literally 2 of those, and you've seen how I cut that frame earlier, didn't you? Which I've actually lost, so I need to just find that, because, oh, it's up here, because I want you to see what a difference it makes. I've got a bit of tape on there, just get that off, come on. Just take this bit of tape off. Right, so look at the difference that makes. I'll just hold it because it's not glued. Like that, when you've got those embossed frames. Doesn't that look fabulous? It changes it completely. It takes it from being just an ordinary aperture to something that's really special. And then this is an interesting one. So you start off with the main die, the largest of all of them, and you use that to actually cut the shape. Now, when you're going to score this, we don't score it in the middle. If I was scoring it in the middle, you'd see those 2 edges would meet, but they're not going to meet. As I've scored it slightly offset. I then need another score line that is just up from this bottom. And I'll give you a couple of measurements. So the whole thing itself is from one point to another is 7.5 inches. The first score line is at 3.5, or yes, 3 and it's not 3.5, yeah, 3.25 inches, and then the next one is at 5.25. So what you end up with is this happening. So it folds over, it creates like a little easel that you've got there, and you then end up with a little stopper. So when you look at your dies, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to show you this shape, when you look at the dies, you see all these little tiny ones in the middle, and you wonder what you're going to do with those. That's what you're going to do. You're going to use them for things like stoppers. You're going to use them to put things like sentiments in them. That's why they're so, so valuable. So that's, again, a great little card, but for everybody, particularly you guys in the US who like everything to be really nice and flat to go through the post, that will fold flat. And of course, you've still got the little stopper on the back that's going to hold that all in place. So they're 2 designs that you can do with your classical foundation collection. And it works out, I'm sure it works out that if you get, let me work it out for you. So instead of paying $89.97, you're paying £59.98. Afraid, oh, dollars, we've got it there for you in dollars as well. So it's $64.29. And actually, you're going to get, I can't even count them, but it's a lot of dies. Well, maybe I can. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I think there's 16 on one, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 on another, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 on another ish. I'm there within one. So it just gives you an idea of how many you're actually getting. Do you remember years ago when we first started crafting, everybody, how we used to pay like $50 for just a couple of nesting dies, because that's how expensive it was, because crafting was still just in its infancy. And it's been so nice to see how it's grown over the last couple of years, and how much we've been able to do and how different things are now. So I wanted to show you this one, because this is where we're putting a double frame on. And when you've got a piece like this and you've cut a large aperture, sometimes it can be quite flimsy on the edges. Well, by putting on another frame like we've done here, that actually will strengthen all of this, and it makes it much, much sturdier. So that will then work as a portrait or landscape, so a 10 easel card or a regular opening card, because you've got that extra strength on there. So if ever you find that you've got a card that is a little bit soft, then that's one of the things to be able to do with it. And I'm going to actually cut some card shapes for you, but I just wanted to describe these ones because these aren't particularly hard to follow. So when we want to use a piece of card to actually make a card shape, we need to be able to take it over the edge. So we would take our card. Now I've actually got a large piece of card here. Oh, somebody's trying to say hello. Oh, do you know who it is? It's the lady who does all the mixed media things. I brought this in because I'd got a picture of my new baby granddaughter that's coming that I wanted to share with you. She's not here yet, so but I've been scrapbooking for her, so I brought it with me, otherwise I wouldn't have brought my phone in, so apologies for that, everybody. But I wonder if she knows she's been on Create and Craft. Right, so what you would do is this. So you fold your card and you take that cutting edge, so the rough edge is the cutting edge. You'll never cut yourself with them. And you take it and you just slide it over the edge so that it cannot cut through this score line. Now, I would be quite conservative with mine, and I would be just taping it down like that, and that then will hold it all in place. So the next thing that you would do is you take your magnetic shim and your plates, and we're going to pass that through, because while that's going through, I'm going to show you this card, and then I'll do another one with that. So that's the base card that you cut. Then you need to cut another whole shape. And then with your base card, you take one corner and you fold it over into a diagonal. You stick your new card on top, and that is how we create this twisted easel. So you can see you end up with this twisted shape, which is really quite lovely, because you get a great surface to be able to display your card. It goes perfectly flat when you've actually done all your mats and layers and everything else. And the little stopper has come from one of the dies that you've got in your collection. So if I just take this, okay, now this is interesting. So I've got 300 GSM cardstock, and unfortunately it hasn't cut all the way through. So I need to do two things. First of all, I'm going to run it through again, but I'm also going to show you what I would do. So it looks like my tape didn't hold, but that won't be the reason it didn't cut. The reason it didn't cut will either be that there's a soft spot on where I was doing my cutting, or that not enough actual pressure. So this is where we get clever and we use our cut tidy. Now with tattered lace dies, you can actually feel it go back in. So if I do this, look, can you see how it's catching there? It's actually catching where it wants to sit to be able to go back through the cutting machine. So I'm just going to stick this back on again so that it stays in the right place. Let's hope that's in the right place. I'm going to pop that down, and then I'm going to use this stuff, and it's magic. This is called Cupcake Die. It was originally designed by a lady called Vanessa, and her idea was because what happened was, you know, when you get really detailed dies and you have to sit and push all the little bits out, well, that used to drive her crazy. So the idea was that you put the die and the card inside, and you put the you put the card inside, the die on top, and you pass it through your cut tidy. Well, then your cut tidy and your die are clean. It works like magic. I don't know how, but it does. And you can carry on crafting. Well, we've then, since she did it, which has been, gosh, years ago now, it's just been so easy to use. So sometimes we'll use it with it open, sometimes we'll use it with it closed, sometimes we'll put the dies inside. Just one of those products that the more you play with it, the more you can actually create and you learn what to do. So I'm just going to be creating this. I'm just going to say a few more hellos. Rolf said you just have to put a piece of copy paper on the cutting plate. That works. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. And then Mickey, where is? Oh, Mickey is. Mickey just says hi. And then I've got. Let's have a look. Oops, might not have stuck completely. Who else have we got? I've got Mary. I want to read the book. Oh, don't tell him that. Oh my goodness me. Look at the state of all of this, guys. Do you craft in a bit of a mess? I'm just going to show you this. I'm just going to snip this out because my die moved. I didn't use quite enough tape. So it's not hard because it's almost gone through. But I just want to get this last little bit. And I could pass it through again, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to revert to good old-fashioned. This is how we put it right. Okay, so you'll end up with a card that's like this. Okay, that's your card. Let me say a few more hellos. So, Diane, how are you? Diane's in New Hampshire. Gosh, we've got a lot of our lovely American guys there. Can I just do something really naughty? I just want to show you this because I've got new scrapbooking launching. It is called Tattered Lace Memories. And I've taken inspiration from all the tattered lace designs, but you've got these lovely backgrounds as well. So can you see how gorgeous they are? They're absolutely exquisite. And we've got tags in here, we've got toppers in here, we've got beautiful embellishments to cut out, do a bit of good old-fashioned fussy cutting. And then we've put pinks, yellows, blues, and purples in this kit. You get 32 sheets. You're getting 2 of each, all double-sided. And in pounds, it's $19.99. I'm not quite sure how much that is in dollars. But I'm just going to show you, this is the album that I'm actually making at the moment. And I'm using all my tattered lace dies. So this is a reason to get those tattered lace dies out. In fact, these foundations will be fabulous for this. Because, and just for anybody who was here at the beginning, you'll have heard me say I cut 3 pages and I've stuck them together. That's how I'm getting the thickness on the front. These 8x8s, I printed these off the USB that you've got because you've also got a USB on this one as well if you'd like it. Then I've started just getting all my pages ready. Some of them I've done a bit more to than others. I've made my envelope, my lace envelope, and then I've got another one here. Oh, I need to show you how to make an envelope from the die I've just cut. And you can see, look at this, really just going to be, and I can't wait to fill this. I've got a lovely new granddaughter on the way, and I'm going to be filling this with a story. And then that's all there. So that's some things. You need to send us pictures, everybody. I'm going to be back on tomorrow night. So let me explain this part to you. While we're doing that, I'm just going to get this ready and I'm just going to show you this envelope. I'll just trim this in half. So what we're doing every night, well, it's night, mornings for you guys, depends on where you are in the world. We are going to be doing 2 hours of Facebook Live. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, first of all, it means that we've got, oh, I'll show you this bit as well. We've got, so we're doing 2 hours of Facebook Lives. I just need to be cutting this while I'm talking to you so that I'm giving you craft ideas. Right, pretend I haven't just cut this in half like this, because I have, because I want to show you something else. But let's just glue it up. So you would need to, it would have a fold at the bottom. So you need to take your tape to both sides, like that. Pop this on top. So remember, the bottom's got a score line, so it's not open at the bottom, but you've just made a pocket. Then you go into your dies and you need, I think it's going to be about that size. Let's try it. You need a die that's going to fit across here, between there and there. So this one's going to be the right size. So I'll put this out the way, I'll cut it, and then I'll explain to you what I'm done. Yes, so what we're going to do is we're doing Facebook Lives, and we're going to do those on a regular basis. They're going to be from 4 till 6 weekdays. And what we want to do is teach as much as possible. So give back something to everybody that gives to Create and Craft. Sort of create that family community atmosphere. And we're also going to come up with there'll only be 1 or 2 offers. There's not going to be loads, so don't come expecting to do your shopping. You'll need to do that in the daytime. But we are going to have you a couple of offers that are just really special prices just for Facebook. So I've got one for the foundation dies. So all 3 sets of mine tonight or today are at £64. So I don't know why that bottom of that die doesn't want to cut, but it didn't. So I'm just going to trim it rather than put it back through. Right, so look, this is what you do. So this is my envelope, and there's my opening. I'll take my little scoreboard. Let's use you. Love my kit and caboodle tools. And just so that you know, you've got Dawn Wheeler is doing one on Facebook Live this week with Nigel, and he and her are going to be showing you lots of little tips and techniques. Right, I'm going right through the middle of this design, and then I'm going to go across the back there. So if you look at it, can you see I've created like a little box, and I'm going to trim this piece off because this is the piece we need. So what you would have done is, before you've glued this all up, but you can still glue it now, we glue this in place like that, and this comes down as our little envelope flap. So you can make lots of envelopes with this collection because you've got so many different sizes of your dies that you can make all of these different envelopes. Then what I'm going to show is, I'm going to just show you another one that you can do. So I'm just going to cut you another one. I'll do that while I'm talking to you. So I've got really heavy, this is 350 cardstock. I could do with it being a little bit lighter, but I know what we could do. I've got a brilliant idea. Do not tell anybody I've done this. Ooh. So I have just got, from my scrapbook set, because I need to show you another one. So I'm going to have to do it with, let's see what's going to fit. This one might fit. Yep, you'll fit. So I'll go this way. I need, oh, they've been so kind of actually fetched me some card. That's going to be too big. Right, let me tell you why I'm just changed my mind about the size. I need to cut 2 complete squares. I actually need to cut through this fold line at the back. So I'm going to do that because I want to show you how to do a concertina envelope. And let me cut the top at the same time. You're too big. Gone in, got so many different shapes to choose from. It's fabulous. Let's read some more hellos. So Karen is, she says, it's not a mess, it's crafting chaos. Do you know Mel Heaton? You all know Mel, don't you? She was, she showed me a little video of her granddaughter the other day, and she's adorable. And she got asked to tidy her bedroom, and her dad said to her, why aren't you tidying your bedroom? And she said, because I'm a crafter, Daddy. And she said, what do you mean you're a crafter? She says, well, Nanny's craft room's messy, so my bedroom's messy. And that was from, like, I think she's 6-year-old, saying I'm a crafter. And she pulled everything out all around her. So I've got, oh, hi, Corinne. Corinne's actually one of our fabulous demonstrators. She actually does huge amount for Tattered. She's the face of all the magazine videos as well. And she is watching in Nottingham, doing prep for Alphabet Dies, which we've got next week. And then Dawn is talking to everybody. She's saying, Trish has said hi, she's enjoying the show. Hi, Trish. And then let's have a look here. So I've cut those and I've cut those, and I have got a little bit on my die that did not want to cut. Anyway, we're there. Right, so I've cut 4 of these. Look at this paper, isn't it adorable? Isn't that just beautiful? You haven't got to wait long for it. Right. We'll do this on the scoreboard. This is really important, everybody. It's a really easy thing to do. So I'm coming onto my scoreboard and I'm going to score so that I can fold in that edge like that. Then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to do the same again, and I'm going to score. Let me just get that down so I can see where I'm going. I have said when we come out of lockdown, I'm going to get some new glasses because I can't see. I think I'm as blind as a bat. I don't know where that expression came from. Maybe bats are blind. So I'm going round all of these and all 4 of them. So they will all fold in like that. Okay. So fluff on that bit. Right, the next thing that I need to do is do another score line. So I'm going to split from there to there in half, and I'm going to go in, out, like that. So I've made a little concertina. So it's got like a little concertina edge like that. I need to do that on all of these. So I can do this. I'm sure I can do this and talk. So let's have a look at what everybody else is saying. So Nancy Tarbit, our lovely Nancy Watt, whose married name is Tarbit, she's going to be stalked now. Hello. She's just said, I forgot about the cake. Because I brought cake to work. Oh gosh, she'll probably know I've been telling stories about her. Who else have we got here? Hello, everybody. Do you know, thank you so much. So many of you have actually stayed watching us for ages. It's crazy. I can't thank you enough. It really is appreciated. So I've got a little concertina fold all the way round here. Now, on one side, I'm actually got carried away, and I'm going to trim that off completely because I don't need it. And I could also, let me do this to make it nice. So I'm going to put this so that it's going to cut through there just enough to take out that top edge, because I want to make a really lovely quality box envelope. So I'm going to put that there, pop that on that, put you all flat, And I'll just pop that through there while I'm doing the next little bit of embossing, doing. So while that's going through, I need to do the same thing on these. So score there and score there. Then again, I've got a there and there, and one more of those, which is a there and there. How many of you have actually been crafting today? Has anybody been at work? Look at this, how fab is that? Look, so I've now created, that's my little envelope. So, you know when you want the card to slide in, that's where it's gonna go. This bit is gonna concertina backwards and forwards like that. So we're making like a little box. This one, concertinas backwards and forwards. And because of the way the corners are cut out, you don't actually have to do any cutting in these corners. It's all done for you. And then this one, backwards and forwards like that. Then you take your red liner tape and you put this like this. Now you could use a single layer on this, but I'm going to use a double fold because I want to be able to put something that's got flowers on the top of it. You know, people often say, how do you send something like this through the post? Well, first of all, I put a piece of protective bubble wrap over the flowers, and then I would put it in a little box envelope, something quite sturdy. So this one, oops, so that's going to be the actual lid that's going to go over there. That is going to be the lid front that goes over there, but we've got another one cut that's blue, and these are going to fold backwards and forwards like that. So take the back off these. This one goes in and out. Just a quick one there. In and out. So I just need to line this first one up so it creates a little pocket like that. It's looking good. And you know, it's so nice when you do stuff like this because not only is it sort of makes you feel like you've tried something a little bit different, but out of this size. Now, just got to, I think I might have cut this a bit small actually. I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do two double edges like this. So I'll put these both together. That one's going to go there and that's going to go there. Right, everybody, so we've got a little while left. We've just got a lovely message. Oh, Alma, hello. I haven't seen you for a long time. I hope you're okay. She said, I hope you're well and love watching you. Thank you so much. Katie, she's actually just saying hello, and she lives in Southend-on-Sea. And she says, where does your crafting come from? Do you know what? I am so lucky because I sat there today and I needed to do some design work. I need to design a new collection and I'd got no idea what it was going to be. And I sat down and I thought, right, what am I going to design? And then within a few minutes, all these pictures just started popping into my head. And I just sat there and went, thank you. Thank you so much. And everybody in the room looked at me and went, it's okay, my head's working. I honestly, I don't know where it comes from. Seriously, I sit there and think. Some days I think, oh, please just let it be there. And it never, ever lets me down. Right, so because I did those two little things together, that's actually looks quite nice, doesn't it? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little band across there to make sure it looks like it's meant to be there. Oh, let me share this with you. Can you see this little tiny trimmer? It's the cutest little thing, and it's a cute price too. I think it's about £4 or £5. It's so affordable, and it just is fab. Look, just how good's that? So I'm just going to make this a little bit. It's got a little magnetic thing. It's got a safety blade in it. Actually, I'm just going to work out how this needs to look. If you're a designer, I'd be really interested to hear from you where you get all your ideas from, because it is, you know, we are really blessed that, oh, I better not cut that because I'm not quite sure where I'm going with this. Let me just check it. We're so blessed to be able to get all these ideas and not have to think about where they come from, because it is one of those things that you do, you know, you think to yourself, what happens? Am I going to have enough ideas? And I'm just so lucky because, fortunate for me, I always do. So, right, I know where I need to cut now. So I've got that in place. It needs to be probably about there, I think. So that's my little tab. So that is going to glue onto here. So I'm going to glue those two things together. So I'll do that with a bit of tape. And this is when I know I've had a good time, is when my craft desk looks like this. And you feel like you really, you know, you just sit up and you go, yeah, that was a good session. And you don't know what the time is, but it's 2 in the morning. Carl's asleep on the sofa because he's like, oh, I'll wait for you, darling. I was like, yeah, well, don't wait up. Okay, so here we go. So what I've done, oh, I know what I haven't done. I haven't made, oh, I've just about got enough room. So what haven't I done? So I've made my little boxes on the sides. So I've made these little push-in tabs. So I've created this little box envelope that you can see here. So I've got a really nice sort of depth to it, really sort of chunky and a nice little bit of depth. But what I've done with the lid, and I've stuck my lid on, it's all fine, but it's flat, so it's going to pull it all in. So what I need to do is I need to create a score line here. And this will be interesting because I've got quite a thick amount of cardstock, but I should be able to get through it to create a little box there. So there we go. So we've got a little box to the front, a little box to the top. We've got our little boxes push in at the sides, and we've got a nice little decorative front to it too. So the whole thing is going to create you that little envelope that you've got. Instead of joining it, I improvised here. I would do that as one piece because I think it would look nicer, but I did do a little bit of improvisation. So try and do that so that you get the right size. And all you need to do to check that is take the die and lay it over the top and look at what it's going to look like. In fact, you know, that would look nice, wouldn't it? That shape. That would look really good. You could put a little tab across here and tuck it in like it was a little purse strap as well. We've got some more messages coming in. So we've got one from DT. DT? I hope that's how you pronounce it. Rainwater. What a fantastic name. That's amazing. Oh, Susan Shaw. Hello. This is my sister-in-law saying hello. She lives in Canada, and I'm a rubbish sister-in-law because I never reply to her messages. It takes her about 10 to get one reply from me. Normally she'll get a reply quite late at night when I've had a glass of wine and I've finished work. But hello to all of you. It's really lovely to see. All I need is my dad now. God, I hope he'll be dead thrilled that somebody actually said they wanted to read his book. I'm not as thrilled, but that's still good to know. Thank you, Sue, for ringing in and seeing us. Catherine has emailed in. So she has said, Dad, you're showing how to do the envelope. I have a difficult time with envelopes. Well, do you know, it's interesting because envelopes are one of those things that we rarely get them, excuse me, in kits, but we need them all the time. Check out all of your different foundation dies because you'll make great little boxes and things with them as well. I've got, Roxanne's in Minnesota. Victoria, hi Victoria. This is fab. You were giving me so many ideas to try. Well, thank you guys, because, you know, this is the first one we've done and it's not as structured as perhaps we would be on a TV show. I mean, you know, look at me. I did have a bit of a spillage earlier as well, but, you know, we got over that. And I've had a problem. Are they still on? Yep, they are. I got some new magnetic eyelashes. They're a bit heavy when I first got them. I looked like I was winking at you all, but I think I'm getting used to them. I wonder how long they'll stay on. Who's ever thought of magnetic eyelashes? Seriously, Dawn Bibby told me about them. I was like, wow. So you use a magnetic glue to stick them on. I wonder how we could use that in our crafting. Oh, I bet we could think of things we can do with that. Anyway, these sessions are about us bringing you lovely inspiration from Create and Craft. It's a bit of a thank you. It's a thank you from us to you. It's about us bringing you a special deal. So I've got a deal today because I wanted to bring you foundation dies. I wanted to show you how to do the embossing. I want to show you could make envelopes. I want to show you could make different card shapes with them. And so I've got a set of 3 different foundation dies, and you've got a special price on them. Your details are on the screen. I've only got these dies on this show. They're not they're not on TV. This is all about us giving you something from Create and Craft. I'm just looking where my last demo is here. Giving you something from Create and Craft that you can do that is a little bit of fun, but is also giving you a bit of inspiration and education, but also the other thing is giving you ideas of things that you could also do. And we just want to make it so that you can see all the different stuff, the education, the stuff we don't get time to do on TV. And if I was gossiping like I have been and telling you all this stuff, I would have a producer in my ear telling me to move on. Anyway, I haven't, so that's fine, so we can do what we like. Right, this is a nice little idea as well. So this utilises 3 of the dies. So 2 of the dies cut twice on the fold. So I've got a fold line there, and that is technically one of the dies. And what's happened is this piece here has been cut off. And then what that does is it allows us, I'm going to show you another little thing. And then this is a second one, a smaller one with the score line. They've been stuck together, so the score line is there. But if I show you this, so I'm looking at where that point is, okay? So I need my score line to come there. So that is now like that, okay? But what I want to do is I want that point to actually go through this piece of card. Well, you could be looking at it and thinking, well, that's not going to work because it folds right over. So this is what we do. We take it like this, and I'm going to score down the middle there. And I'm just going to fold that little panel in and that one in like that. And then I'm going to look at where the point's going to go. And it's going to go in here. So I'm just going to cut a little V like that. So that's my little V. And then look at how that's going to tuck into there. This one will tuck over here. So I'm going to need a little V. Missed where it went. This is how you mark it. Just so you know, I need to make sure that that goes all the way through there. I'm going to pop you in there so I know exactly where you're going to go. It's there. And then I'm going to show you this. So you get, you know, when you come up with an idea, it's so exciting. I'm going to go, how wide am I going to go there? So I've got to go, I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. 5 lines on both sides. Fold that up. Fold that up. So then that is going to go in there. Going to go. Right, and now I need a tab. Something pretty. We'll use this to go across. Get something lacy at home. Don't use just a piece of card like this because this will be boring, but it'll do for now. Oh, I need 2. I need another one. So we need this to go across here, and it's going to be to hold everything in place. So let me find, that's my dot, isn't it, to go there. So I need it above and below that dot. So about there, I think. So I've gone, so I need my glue below the dot. I need my tab above and below. So if I take that off and pop that on there, that should tuck behind, which it does. Can you see what I'm making? I'm making myself a little handbag. So, and then just make sure you stick all around. I need a bit more glue on there. And then I need, that's a bit too wide. So I'm going to go here and just come into this bit and trim a little bit off this. Because, actually, no, I've got a better idea. Let me see how wide you are. There. So I'm going to go like that at that end, like that at that end, and then. So you need to put something pretty here because that doesn't look very pretty. And then this is going to sit on the top. Like that. So if I show you from the side, we've created the side of it. We've used, and this was a card front that the girls had made for me to play with. So I've done a little concertina bottom on it. I've created the tab that's going to work, and we could use one of the dies that's left, put a little pocket inside so that we've got somewhere to put a little gift tag. And the only thing I've done wrong is it isn't standing up as well as I would have liked. So let's have a look and see what we could do about that. So that tab's going to go up there. So that locks it. That's our little lock in place. You're going to go up like that. Right, look, this is what I've done. Okay, can you see on the bottom? I've not scored it perfectly straight. You can see that, can't you? That is what is causing the problem. So, to put it right, I think the best thing I could do is go to this one. So I'm going to score like that, and I'm going to go here. I'm going to put it right this way. So it looks like I've just lined up the scoreboard with the wrong line. That's what I needed. It needs to go there. Right, I would use this now as a template. I wouldn't give this to somebody because it's got a double score line in that base and it wouldn't look as nice as it should do. Let's see if that's gonna be better. Yeah, that's a lot better. So that's what I did wrong, guys, and that's important that I share stuff like that with you, because if it's gonna go wrong for you at home, I want you to be able to put it right. So is that right? Is that gonna be right? Yeah, it would. If I hadn't got that double score line in there, that would be absolutely perfect now. And then you're going to put the little handle on the top. And how about we put some of these little flowers, one there, because that's going to go in and out, so that we could afford to have it on that one. And then another one there, and I'd put 3. I'd put a little story of them, like that. Do I like it there? I think I might like it more like that. Put them so that they're on the front of our pretty card. Imagine this made out of those scrapbook pages that we've got. It would look absolutely stunning. Right, let me tell you what I've been using. So I've had 3 sets of dies. They are all over my table. I've had graceful foundations, I've had the classical collection and the refined foundation set. They all come with loads of fabulous dies. You've seen lots of the shapes. The details are on the screen if you do want to get hold of them. I'm going to be back tomorrow night, so please join me. Not quite sure I know what products we've got and I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm not quite sure what cake I'll be having, but what I do want to say is a massive thank you. It has been such a pleasure. If I've missed your name and I haven't given you a shout out, then apologies. Please keep sending messages. Create and craft for me is one of the best and happiest places to go. Telltale sign will be whether these lashes are still on in the morning, who knows. And I look forward to seeing you all then. It's been a real pleasure. Don't forget, if you have got something in your shopping basket, check those baskets out, but don't tell anybody because it's a bit of a secret. This is just for special people on Facebook.